What's up, people? BT back at y'all again. I'm getting a little relaxed with these videos, as you can tell. But this one I thought I'd post to kind of express my feelings about a issue that really isn't an issue, but it's pretty important. A lot of you have heard of the term etiquette, and it's supposed to be a way of being professional and handling yourself in a certain manner. Now, I'm going to take it to a 3-level story, so bear with me as I go through this. Level 1, of course, is etiquette, which you use on a day-to-day basis. Like if you're sitting around with folks, to speak proper, not use profanity, be cordial and not overpower someone's conversation, things of that sort. Then there's netiquette, and that's one of the, if you're in IT, you've heard it and you know what it means. Those of you who are not, it's basically a way of, the proper way of doing things over the net, such as chats, voice, IMs, all of that type of stuff. And also, in a sense, the video I did a while back about people when they post, certain articles or whatever, or when they post comments, to use proper netiquette. And, if you don't really understand or really know how to do that, you'll kind of mess up. So netiquette is not really one that I'm going to get too deep with, but I just wanted to kind of point that one out. My last one, of course, is the one that is the purpose of me doing this video. And this word is not an actual word, so don't even ask me what it means, what it's called, but I've made it up. I've taken patent for it. It's my word. If you don't like it, tough. It's called Textiquette. And let me spell that for you, since you think, so you won't think I'm just making some word up for real that don't even sound right. Textiquette. What I'm going to do is give you all the rules of Textiquette. And before I go any further, Textiquette is proper, basically knowing how, not only what to text, but how to text and when to text. Here's an example. You do not text someone, you do not send someone a text saying, you don't send a text ending a relationship. You do not send a text asking for a booty call. You do not send a text that could be basically addressed over the phone. If you need to vent to someone, you vent via phone call. You do not vent in a text message. Text messages should not be any longer than the character limit that is provided for one message. Now, I will say, yes, I've written text messages that are a bit longer, but there's a time and a place on when and how to send text messages. If you're in church, I hate to say it, all fairness and the higher being and all of that, but when you're in church, that's when you would be able to kind of be lenient in texting. And even still, I've had someone who's talked to me while they were in church, and they would basically cut the conversation by saying, I'm in church, TTUL. And I was fine with it. I didn't lose any sleep over it, and everything was cool. So it's just knowing when to say things by text and when not to say things by text. Now, I'm just doing this to the local, everyday folks who use this Textiquette. But NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, all y'all professional folks, it's time for y'all to get a wake-up call. I'm going to say names, and I'm just going to be nice about it. Mike Dunleavy, your interview about Elton Brand not being loyal to the team, and you being on live radio mentioning that you still have the text message saved from talking to him about that is just stupid. That's a conversation that two grown-ass men should have either in person or over the phone. Really, that should have been done in person. But if he's an athlete and he's traveling, then hey, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, something that was brought to my attention, I'm going to get back to some more examples in a moment, but something that was brought to my attention was how it would be if how can I put this? When John McCain, John McCain, as we all know, is running for president. We're in the 21st century, basically, which means if you're going to be president, you have to know and understand technology. And when it comes to understanding technology, that more or less consists of knowing how to use email and knowing how to use a cell phone. I'm not saying, John McCain, send a text message to your vice president when a problem arises. But what I'm saying is, at least know about these technologies and at least use them. He already has made it clear that he's not fond of any of that stuff, and he probably will not be dealing with it if he wins president. So that will be very interesting. So if problems come up, you ain't got to worry about him sending you an email, Jack. He gonna do a press conference with you one-on-one, come to your house and talk to you. He old school, literally, no pun intended, flat line. But anywho, I just thought I'd throw that in there. But in an overhaul, my other example, and I've gone into it time in and time out, is Brett Favre. I joked about it before about how he was sending a message or why he was sending a message or whatever. But let's be real blunt about this. If he really was trying to come back and play football, you would have sat down and talked to those people and said, hey, I'm thinking about considering coming back to the NFL. And plus, you wouldn't have sent the team through all that you sent them through because you weren't sure what you wanted. But all I'm saying is, in overall, texting is a time and a place of when to use texting. Text messaging is something you should not be doing to talk to people that you really want to have a real conversation. If you're trying to be serious with somebody, you do not send them a text message. You would call that person. And I've had a girl tell me, so straight up from the beginning, she said, I've had a guy first attempt to talk to me, and I've made it clear with them from the beginning that do not text me when we first start talking. Now, when you get comfortable and you talk to somebody, texting is fine. But when you first deal with them, no. You should be making phone calls, making conversation. Because that's almost like me and a girl going back and forth and saying, so what's your name? Even though I already have your number, I don't have your name. What's your name? What's your favorite color? What you like to do? You should not be having those discussions over text messaging. You can do that over a phone. I mean, I know a lot of people don't have landlines and everybody don't have daytime minutes, but gotta can work around certain things within reason. So, I'm going to cut this one a little short, but be sure to use proper Textiquette when talking to folks. And don't let your text messages get you screwed. And as always, BT signing off. Y'all take it easy, alright? Peace.